Good day, Mom. I am Daisy Mimelumida, BC3 Section C. My chosen story is all about My Father Goes to Court by Carlos Bulosan. My Father Goes to Court was written by Carlos Bulosan. It was all about the two different families and how they are living their lives. The family of the narrator was the poor. The poor family is living happily and healthy, while on the other hand is the rich family who is living without social life. So here is the Marxist criticism of the story My Father Goes to Court by Carlos Bulosan. So through a Marxist perspective entails analyzing the society in which the piece is situated, with a focus on social inequity and power conflicts between social classes. It is all about power dominance for Karl Marx, the founder of this. It is mainly about the rich and the poor. The story's title, My Father Goes to Court, alludes to the rich-poor gap. The story opens by discussing two types of families, one of which was a huge and happy family who, although being penniless and frequently going hungry, were all strong and healthy. On the other side, despite having enough delicious food needed to eat, the affluent family was always unhappy, weak, and unwell. It was clear from the start of the story it was all about two different social classes, the upper and the lower class. Carlos Bulosan highlighted the disparity in lifestyle, backgrounds, and social status between two families. The wealthy cannot be satisfied with what they have, but the poor are grateful for even the tiniest things and resources. It is similar to what is happening presently in our society. The rich get richer while the poor get poorer. The rich are never satisfied regardless of their well-being and are in contrast to the impoverished, who are happy and content despite their circumstances. The poor were discriminated against while the wealthy do not and continue to oppress. In line with, in the story, the affluent man obviously displayed scorn for the poor and literally looked down on them. This is due to the fact that the poor are only able to smell the food from the rich man's house. Surprisingly, the affluent man accuses the family with foolishness because he is envious. When the rich man just hears the sounds of the coins in the court, that serves as a payment for the poor family. Fortunately, the rich guy is forced to live with nothing more than the spirit of the money collected by the poor man. Unfortunately, some people are ignored these days due to the lack of resources and do not receive the justice they deserve. Conclusively, a wealthy family's wealth is limitless, but there are some things that money cannot buy, such as happiness and healthy, which has been demonstrated in the story. Doesn't imply that you have the right to look down on others because you are privileged. Respect for others is always a positive thing. If your attitude is that awful, it doesn't matter how much educated you are. We should always choose to live with humanity in our society. So, in biographical criticism of the story My Father Goes to Court, so here it goes. Carlos Bulosan was born on November 24, 1913 in Binalunan, Pangasinan, Philippine Island. He lived in Mungusmana. He was an English-language Filipino novelist and poet. He died on September 11, 1956 at the age of 42 in Seattle, Washington, USA. Binalunan, Pangasinan, Philippines is the place where he was born. Also, it is the place where people bring their balon to eat. Hence, the term Binalunan in Ilocano and Pangasinan means a place where people bring and eat their baon. One of Binalunan's natives is the Filipino-American writer Carlos Bulosan. My Father Goes to Court is a humorous story and just one of the 24 short stories in Carlos Bulosan's The Laughter of My Father, which was published in the 1940s in New York. It is the most popular one among the stories in his collection. He wrote this story based on folklore in the Philippines and social commentary. Certainly, My Father Goes to Court is a short story written by Carlos Bulosan, a Filipino-American writer who drew inspiration from his own life experiences. Bulosan grew up in poverty and faced discrimination as a Filipino immigrant in America during the early 20th century. In the story, the protagonist's father is falsely accused of stealing a neighbor's chicken and is taken to court. The narrative explores themes of injustice, prejudice, and the struggles faced by immigrants in a new country. Blusan's own experiences of prejudice and witnessing the struggles of his community likely influenced the portrayal of these themes in the story. Blusan's life as an immigrant and his first-hand experience of discrimination and poverty provide a deeper understanding of the story's context and themes. It allows readers to connect with the characters and empathize with their struggles on a more personal level. Laughter could be understood as the reference to peasants resistant against the colonial structure and the comprador class found in the agricultural areas of the island of Luzon. He received mistreatment as a Filipino living in America, which he might have hoped to communicate through his stories. In particular, My Father Goes to Court fails as protest literature because the judge favors the side of the poor father, showing that the system can work for the downtrodden. And that's all. Thank you.